Welcome to Church of the Masses Radio, the intersection of faith and culture. What is the news of the week in the world of faith and culture? So I just want to report on the Netflix boycott that we talked about last week. So some of you might be aware, Netflix put out there that they are considering boycotting the state of Georgia and not using it to film any of their Netflix studios productions because of Georgia's passing the heartbeat bill, banning most abortions. It's interesting that Netflix isn't going to cut off all the money they get from subscribers in Georgia. That's not on the table. But what's on the table is that they're not going to shoot there anymore. And they didn't decide. It's not in rock, but they've thrown that out there and joined in the chorus of Hollywood elites who are also calling for that. So Disney has also said it would be very difficult for them to have projects be shot in Georgia because they don't know if they could get the talent, etc. And indeed, this week, beloved actress Jennifer Aniston just weighed in and said she will not do any projects that shoot in Georgia because of the bill. I was very disappointed to see Jennifer do that. She usually stays clear of politics, and yet there she is wading in and making us all now feel gross when we see her, that we don't want to really watch her anymore as an actor because her politics have come to the fore. So anyway, the momentum has now kind of switched because last week Breitbart reported that an effort to cancel Netflix was booming in the UK, and that 4,000 people had canceled their Netflix in response to Netflix's weighing in on the pro-choice side of the political issues. And then the United States now, it has picked up steam, and more people are signing on, especially on Twitter. There's a whole Twitter feed now with hashtag, it's hashtag I'm quit Netflix or quit Netflix, something like that. You can look for it, but our boycott Netflix. So apparently tens of thousands of people in this country are quitting Netflix. And my family, we just did this week too. My husband and I had to talk about it because we like Netflix. We use it quite a bit, but we decided that we couldn't support an effort, an institution or a company that was trying to coerce our fellow citizens in Georgia. So we canceled our subscription to Netflix, and we let them know why. And I know last week I said, try to just talk to them and dialogue with them before you cancel. But in the end, we just decided, we're going to go with Amazon Prime for now, and let's see what happens. So I do encourage you to either join the boycott or at least communicate with Netflix and let them know how you feel, because otherwise they're only ever hearing from the other side, and the other side really puts pressure on America's corporations to bend to their will. Another thing that's going on that's of interest is Unplanned. This is kind of interesting. So Unplanned wrapped its American distribution, its domestic distribution. They made $18 million against, they had a $6 million budget. So they basically tripled their money. Although probably when you add marketing, they're probably walking away with $5 to $6 million that they made off the movie, which is good. Hopefully they'll put that into another movie. It's not great, but it's good. However, that's a moderately successful independent film, and the next step would be to get theatrical release around the world. Normally, any movie that makes that kind of money would have no trouble getting distribution, but here we go. So Canada was the next place that should have played the film. Canada has 2 distribution companies, and both of them refused to distribute Unplanned into Canada's theaters. So what was happening was essentially a banning of the movie Unplanned in Canada because the distribution network wasn't going to pick it up. But the good news is a lot of pro-life people started a petition drive to bring Unplanned to Canada, and they had a screening in Parliament for some conservative Parliament people. They've had a couple screenings with high-profile people in Canada, and that got the petition drive going. And so lo and behold, they have nearly 5,000 people in a week signed their petition drive, And now it seems like there's going to be a crack in the distribution in Canada, and that Unplanned will, in fact, play in Canada. It's very important because all of the other countries around the world would use Canada blocking the movie as an excuse not to pick it up. So very important that we not let the other side get away with stuff like that. And we believe in free speech, and it's always amazing to me. They'll play any perverted, disgusting movie, at all. They will distribute pretty much anything completely perverse, but they're not going to distribute Unplanned because it shows a different side of the abortion issue. Amazing. Anyway, so good news for Unplanned in Canada. You might be getting to see the movie after all. The next story I want to talk about is one that just broke the last couple days, and that is that our friends at Project Veritas have done it again. So Project Veritas is James O'Keefe's group. They're the ones that got the Planned Parenthood undercover videos that revealed Planned Parenthood had been selling baby parts through their various, abortion clinics. And so that was all James O'Keefe. And he caught several, that's what they do. They go undercover and then they unveil bias and bigotry. So this time they went to Pinterest and found out that Pinterest was actually shadow banning right-to-life people, pro-life people groups by listing them as pornographic. So this was broken on June 11th, Tuesday, in the Washington Examiner. And so Pinterest has taken the group Live Action, which is Lila Rose's group, and they had disabled some of its page features by listing it as a pornographic site. So it was James O'Keefe, his group found this out, and Pinterest then, after they were approached and said, hey, knock it off, this is Alison Centofanti, who's Live Action's director of external affairs. She said, they received our appeal and doubled down, keeping liveaction.org on their pornography blocked list. This is just more of that nasty stuff that we're seeing big tech companies engage in, which is the ban, the free speech of people that they disagree with. Remember, it's as somebody wrote this week to me, it's not that the left is banning hate speech. It's that the left is banning speech they hate. Very big difference. Big difference. So we've seen this on Twitter. All of a sudden, people on Twitter who are conservative having their losing their audience, or having people just disappear from their followers, or having then being blocked because if they express the wrong conservative opinion, they are told that you're violating our community standards. So that's going on both Facebook and Twitter, and it's become egregious. It's become very noticeable and egregious, and we're seeing our policymakers now very much get involved. And in fact, both Google and Twitter and YouTube are facing possible antitrust actions now from the Department of Justice for other things, but this has been part of it. And so now you have Pinterest, another social media company. If you don't know what Pinterest is, you're probably blessed.
Virgin Most Powerful Radio, sharing the gospel with clarity and charity.